a project vehicle, and a cat or dog or both. That's best for your mental health. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Tomorrow, most of us are back to that work grind. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to start off with this statistic. 80% of people who unalive themselves are male. So I want to talk about the difficulties of being a guy. Let me know in the comment section. Are you the type of person that you could be flawless at work, never be late, rarely call in sick, and the moment management perceives you as doing something wrong, or they just simply don't like you for whatever reason, it's all over for you. You're blackballed. So I saw this video a while back, and I wish I saved it or saved the link, put it in my favorites, but this person was a female to male transgender, and the transition was really good. This girl transitioned to a very handsome guy, better beard than mine. I have this perfect hole on each side of my face, so I can't grow a full-on beard. This person grew a full-on beard. But the female side of this person was showing in his video. This person's bawling, man, like waterworks, waterfall crying. So this person was saying, as a female, living life as a female, life was a lot easier. At work, people always checked on her. If she's having a bad day, she could go home early. But as a guy, living as a guy, you could have a bad day at work. You could feel sick. No one gives an F about you. You just suck it up and continue working. And that's a realization. This person, she put her life in hard mode, transitioning into a guy. And then on the other side, some of you may know who Blair White is. Blair White is pretty popular. Blair White is a male to female transgender. And Blair White said, living as a guy, Blair White was a scrawny, skinny little emo boy. And Blair White said, as a guy, he was invisible. No one knew he was alive. Living life as a female, Blair White said, guys smile at her, open doors for her, offers to buy her food, drinks, just pleasant towards her. So as a guy in life, you need to prove yourself. Life will not be handed to you. No one's gonna care about you without even knowing you. You gotta prove yourself as a guy. You gotta work hard. You gotta work hard, stand out, have skills. I was at FedEx for almost 9 years, and the first 5 years I loved that job. And then things started going downhill when management changed. I'll do a separate video to why I was fired, but long story short, if you're a guy and you want to be lazy, you don't got no skills, you want to be lazy, you got to kiss a lot of butt in life. So one of the kiss butts at FedEx, one of the golden boys, he was giving me cheap shot comments for 2 years. He would walk by me, and as he's walking by, he would say, look at this lazy piece of like every day, just some cheap shot comment. So I told management, yo, tell your little golden boy, calm down. I'm here to make money. I'm not here for the theatrics. And then like a year in, I finally get fed up because he says a comment. And I said, you got my attention, Daniel. Would you like to talk? And he backs up. Oh, no. I don't got no problems with you, John. I don't got no problems with you. And I told him, dude, calm down, man. Just calm down, chill out. So he behaves for about a month or two. Then he's back to his BS. I told management, yo, tell this guy to calm down. They wouldn't take care of me. This was easily preventable. I finally snap and threaten to beat him up in the parking lot. We get called in the office. I thought everything was cool, so Monday I'm looking at my FedEx app, looking at what the start time was. I'm not on the schedule at all. It says something happened. So that was a Friday. I roll in on Monday. Management's waiting for me. Francisco, the second in command guy, told me, hey, because of what happened on Monday or Friday, we're gonna have to put you under investigation. You're gonna be suspended, but you will be paid. Please stay away from the building. Investigator will call you. Don't call any of us. I will call you if you're reinstated or you're fired. I said, no problem. Investigator calls me. That Monday, I explained to them what has been happening, and I think it's a failure on management that they didn't take care of us. They could have easily have separated us and squashed it, just like that. So I'm suspended with pay. So every Friday, we get paid once a week. I'm checking my bank account. I'm getting paid. Good, getting paid. I got paid for 3 weeks. Didn't hear anything from them, but I was paid 3 weeks. 4th week, I didn't get a bank account deposit. Try to get on my app. I'm locked out of my app. So I said, okay, I think I was fired. I try to call them. They pretend they know nothing. They say, oh, you're still under investigation. We'll look into your pay. So that was 3rd week of April. I got suspended 1st week of April last year. 3rd week of April, I got paid up to then. This is like almost the 2nd week of May. Get a phone call. One of the minor management, there's like 9 minor managers, gets a hold of me. Hey John, I'm sorry to inform you that you've been terminated, and please come down to the facility. You gotta sign some papers. I get there, I talk to them in person. They meet me outside the gate. They don't want me in the building, and I see all the other minor managers ignoring me. They don't even want to look at me, except this guy. He's a good guy. So I said, yo, what happened, man? And he was like, I said, like, how long have I been fired, man? 3rd week of April. I'm saying, it's freaking almost the 2nd week of May. You guys couldn't tell me that I've been fired this whole time so I could file for unemployment, and I was pissed, man. And the guy said, I know this is BS, man. You didn't deserve this. Because previously, 2 guys actually put their hands on each other. I didn't put my hands on this guy. I just threatened to beat him up in the parking lot. And 2 previous guys put their hands on each other. They got suspended and got to come back. So I said, okay, they just have it out for me. So that was it. After 9 years, I was fired just like that. FedEx didn't give a crap about me. And I was so loyal to that company. That man, when I got fired, my mind went to the darkest place you could get. And the only thing that stops me from doing something really dark is my pets, my girlfriend, my family. And that's what separates good people from the evil ones. You get these dark, evil thoughts on what you want to do, but you don't actually do them because you think of the consequence, and deep inside, you're a good person even with those dark thoughts. My mom's super religious, and she told me this is God's plan for you. She didn't understand why my mind was in such a dark place. It got so bad for me, I applied to work at a meat freezer in Barrio Logan for $17 an hour, but I needed a job. I hated not having a job, not being productive. I felt like a freaking bum. I felt like I was useless in society, not having a job. My mom didn't understand why I had these dark thoughts. My dad pulled me aside and said, I understand. My dad joined the Navy very young, as soon as he turned 18, and he said, man, I had an accent. People were hard on me all the time. People were giving me a hard time. I had dark thoughts like you too, and I understand. My girlfriend went through a lot of my downside. I love my girlfriend so much. I appreciate her so much. I hope she knows that. In my lowest time, she was there for me. Long distance relationship. My dad gave me money. That's how down I was, man. My dad had to give me money, so I had road trip money to see her. That's how bad it was. So that's what you go through being a guy. And I know females have their battles as well, but here's what I see at FedEx when you're a female. One of the managers, his wife has a sister that needed a job, so he got his wife's sister in. One of the laziest people I've ever seen in my life. This girl always wore a crop top. Looked like she was wearing a bra. Her shorts were so short, it looked like she was wearing chonies to work, man. This girl was so lazy. She just sat next to the manager that got her in. The manager, her sister's husband. She just sat next to him all day. Didn't work. It finally got so obvious they tried to make her pretend she's working. So she didn't like that. So she pretended she was getting heat exhaustion. So all the managers went outside. They were surrounding her. They were on the walkie-talkie, being over dramatic. Guys, she's getting heat exhaustion. I think she's gonna have a heat stroke. They're all around her. One of the trainers, a fake manager, this guy named Angel, massaging her shoulders, putting an ice pack on her neck. So I pointed out to my buddies, hey, who wants a massage next? Let Angel know. Getting hot here. You know, he massages dudes too, man. He has to be fair. It's only professional, so I would mess with my friends. And then when I saw girls like who were super lazy and, you know, they were getting written up because, you know, they still tried to follow the rule. They would have like 15 write-ups and not get fired. I would see managers get in trucks and try to unload for them. You know they wanted to get laid. That's the only reason they were doing it. But like I said, as a guy, man, you need to prove yourself in life. You know, you need to have skill. But my best friends from FedEx, we're best friends to this day. My best friend Jonathan, shout out to Jonathan, man. You know, my other friends, I consider them like my top friends too, but Jonathan, man, we hit the gym together. Me and him went through the same BS together. So, man, it's tough being a guy, man. I could go on and on about this topic, man, but the dating market sucks for guys too. You know, the internet made females, it's called 49ers. The Instagram, TikTok made a bunch of 49ers. What's a 49er? Forced thinking they're nines. So on online dating, most of the women chase 10% of the guys. What's 10% of the guys? Blonde hair, blue eyes, Caucasian, 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 figures. That's what 90% of the girls are chasing 10% of the guys. So guys, find that other 10%. I feel like, you know, I feel very blessed that I found one of the 10% who appreciates what men are. My girlfriend appreciates hardworking guys. And I forgot which month it is, or it might just be a day, but there's a male appreciation day, and my old girlfriend always posted on Instagram, thank you for all the hardworking guys out there who make society run. And I'll be honest with you guys, shout out to my friend Patricia and Natalie. They're two of the hardest working girls I've ever seen at FedEx. That's why they're my friend to this day. I got them at my current job, but for the most part, a lot of these females, they take advantage of the system. My first 5 years at FedEx, it was a hot dog fest. Out of the 80 people, 2 females. That was the best time at FedEx. But after the panda happened in 2020, the FedEx I worked at changed. You know, people went crazy over the girls in yoga pants, and just the whole dynamic changed. The camaraderie was like, when a place is mainly guys, there's a stronger camaraderie. Watch this video called Fit Girls versus Average Joes. Really good. I'll pin it in the comment section. I'll make a commentary video about that someday. But you can see how much the guys just met each other in that video, and they already have teamwork right off the bat. Girls are nasty, man. Pretty girls, especially. Pretty girls hate pretty girls. That's my observations, man, from just being a guy, man. It's rough, man. As I get older, I realize, you know, you gain more confidence. Certain things in life get easier, but I just lost my dad. I wasn't ready for that. That's a different dynamic in life that I wasn't ready for. Losing my parents, start that stage of your life where you start losing parents. If you're a regular on my channel, most of my content is about lifted vans, and I've been doing this for 13 years now on this channel, because every time you guys leave me a comment letting me know I inspired you to get a van, or I inspired you to lift your van, go camping, I just want to keep on doing this because this hobby has meant so much to me. My van's not a beauty van. All the modifications, it's under $20,000. Anyone could afford something like this, and I'm still proud of it. I learned so many skills working on this van. I learned how to wire solar. I got creative. You know, this was my vision for an interior. Nothing spectacular, but it's functional. Get yourself a pet, a cat, a dog, or both. Anytime I'm having dark thoughts about myself, about others, I just think about my pets. Always thought about my pets. I've had pets since I was 12 years old, and they have kept me grounded. I always stayed logical. I said, John, don't do anything irrational. If you get in trouble, go to jail. Who's going to take care of your pets? This is Gray Kid. In July, I've had her for 17 years. She had a stroke 4 months ago, and I thought she was dead to rights. All the life was out of her eyes. Her body was going limp. I thought it was over. So I shaved her. You could tell right there. Her hair didn't grow back 4 months later, but she doesn't know her haircut's ugly. Yeah, I shaved her because she was using the bathroom on herself, so I was giving her a bath every day. She couldn't walk. 2 weeks later, she started walking again, and now we're 4 months later, and here she is. So right now, I have the door open so she could look outside. She's still a little scaredy cat, but she's getting better. She's really good on van rides, car rides. She went to the last lifted van meet, and I'm gonna put her on a leash, and we're gonna walk around a little bit where there's no people around, so she could just get used to being like a dog, living life as a dog. I was a dog person at first, then I became a cat person. So yeah, have skills, guys. This van, it's not the prettiest van in the world, but a lot of these modifications, I did it myself. I learned how to wire solar. So Walmart futon. I'm always thinking about projects, thinking about storage. What can I do for storage? You get creative when you have a van build. Just have any vehicle that you're really proud of. Make it a project. Go camping. Camping is, I look forward to it. I'm always thinking about camping now. And she goes camping with me. So take care of yourself, guys. It's tough. Life is tough, man. You know, as you get older, you start losing your loved ones. You know, most of us, we have to go to a normal 9-to-5 job, and it also gets frustrating. Yeah, it just sucks when you're not appreciated, but just know that a lot of us are going through things, and you know, for what it's worth, I understand, and you guys are always free to leave me a comment, and I respond to all of them. If I could do anything to help you navigate through this life, I'm always here for you guys. I appreciate all you guys. So have a great rest of your weekend, and have a great work week.